There's no other information on there. So I'm going to run through our start list now. Put the mobile phone away and run through our start list. So Oliver Solberg and Aaron Johnson are going to be first on the road. They picked first place in the road order last night, hadn't been selected. And Oliver went, I think, 4th fastest in their qualifying. Been here before. But what Oliver did remember is running ahead of the field is a Rally Stars promotional event with 3 World Rally cars. So Oliver's basically using their braking point markers. If someone locks up, makes a mistake, he's got those 3 cars in front of him. So anybody cutting, Oliver now only has 3 cars of cutting in front of him, whereas Luckenuk and Basso and people have that extra car. So Oliver thinking about it, others maybe just didn't quite think 100% about it. They were really thinking about the ERC cars, but there was this promotional event going on ahead of them. Solberg, a little bit wise, thinking, and they're good drivers, Sordo, Lube, Pedro. So he was thinking, and it's Alexei Luckenuk. It was then meant to be Andrea Crugnola. He's out. He's had the marking put through on my start list. Emil Lindholm, he is the teammate, but in a different car and team to Craig Herzig. They're our first 10 will be Adrian Formeau, with Crugnola missing. And then we go down, I was telling you, Maris is 27th on the road, so with the demise of Crugnola, potentially size, depending on there, he could be 25th or 26th on the road. And then, as we said, we get into ERC2, then move on. And as I'll try and keep crisscrossing around. I'm just going to disappear off, get a little stone, and try and... I've not used the pole at the stage end yet. This is like a debut for me. So, I'm not sure. Got cables and things all over the place. But I'm sure there was a little lizard going across the road. That keeps going backwards and forwards. Little lizard just disappearing across the road. So, we'll get ourselves sorted. Regular drivers of the ERC, Marian Griebel and people like that are back. Albert von Thurnen taxis, Mikko Marcek, Nicholas Menahoff is here. So plenty of our regulars here, and it's hot work. Let's see. Oliver Solberg is here. I'm gonna get a quick word with Oliver. I'm not really sure yet which way the stone wants to go. He wants to go that way. So let's see if we can get a word with Oliver in the new format. Oliver, end of stage 2. He's looking around. What was it like?
Not good, not good. I lost my glasses, so I can't see properly. So I hit the rock, as I was quite lucky with the puncture, but I didn't get one. But not a good stage. I hesitate. I can't read the distances. I need glasses.
Where did you lose them? In the stage or on the road section?
What?
Where did you lose your glasses?
On this stage before. Not a good stage at all. Not a good. I lost a lot of time.
Do you have a spare pair of glasses?
No, unfortunately.
Are they in the car?
I think I put them on the roof.
Okay, now there's a drama for you. Oliver Solberg's lost his glasses, and that is not what you need. Oliver Solberg lost his glasses. He's done a stage time of 8:30.7. He thinks he's left them on the roof when they were doing their tyre pressures and things like that. Remember, he's been waiting around for an hour, and he thinks he's put them on the roof maybe when he was putting his crash helmet and everything on, and he set off. And unless he's put them in the car somewhere, but he's obviously given them a check. But that is a bizarre story, but a real story. But Oliver Solberg does need glasses. He hasn't got a spare pair. I carry a spare pair with me when I go. I always carry a spare pair. But Oliver hasn't. Now this could cause him a real kind of drama, and a drama that he just does not want. Oh, bad gentleman. How was the stage?
Tutto ok. Ho poco feeling in alcune situazioni con l'anteriore, dobbiamo cercare di lavorare per acquistare un po' di feeling con la macchina in alcune situazioni, nel resto la macchina va bene, anche le gomme. Abbiamo fatto un test, però probabilmente la strada era parecchio diversa e qui stiamo soffrendo un po' di più.
Gian Domenico Basso, the winner last year, 8:23.1 and 8:23.1. Now, why he's rolling backwards and forwards when he does it, you saw him there running backwards and forwards. Basically, that is to try and keep the brakes cool, or to not. If he put his foot on the brake pads could potentially stick to the disc. So that's what he's trying to avoid there by rolling backwards and forwards. It's one of the reasons why we use a stone, so that they don't have to roll backwards and forwards, because it's a little bit dodgy for us trying to get in and out. But with my pole, it's not too bad, if I'm honest. I've just discovered I maybe need to spin my pole round, but I'm going to worry about that later on, because all my advertising is underneath. Minor problems, technical stuff, but we'll worry about that later on. It's not a bad setup, if I'm honest, really. It's quite good. Apparently I can make it longer, but I don't want to do that because it will be taller than me. So yeah, an 8:23.1. So a limited sight at Oliver Solberg, only dropping 7.6 seconds in there. But that's a real concern. You can't just go and get glasses made really quickly. You know, you normally go for your eye test, wait a couple of weeks for them to arrive. But Oliver not having a spare pair. Now, I know that Petter wears glasses, but it's not like a set of overalls or crash on with it. They're medium, they're large, they're small or whatever. Glasses are pretty unique to each person. As Alexei Lukanuk turns up at the end of the stage, and just, whoops, he's here. Well, he's obviously had a bit of, he's obviously had a bit of a close moment by a little bit of a brush there. Alexei, second stage of the rally, what was it like?
Quite careful in the beginning with cold tires, but later it was okay. Still a bit cautious. We have a good pace, good feeling, and we actually building the relations with Dmitry. Looks like it works well.
It does look like it works well. They've gone quickest again. Your new co-driver for Alexei Lukanuk, Dimitri Imri, is in the car this year. So I thought about something when I was in the middle of that interview. I couldn't remember. I'm trying to think what I was going to talk about. But yeah, an 8:21.5, so quickest through so far, which was the situation in the first stage. Seems to be gaps quite similar in the first stage to the second stage. But we'll see what happens now. Now, next up should have been Kronola, but it's not. It's Emil Lindholm who is going to arrive yet next. I actually, with my cap on, I don't normally wear a cap, but I put a cap on because it was so hot, and I'm quite pleased. There's a bit of a breeze now coming up here, and it is making a big difference to us, that is for sure. So I'm getting used to my little, well, not little, but I'm getting used to my pole, which is quite good. But this is, if you're wondering why I'm doing this is obviously for social distancing. As you can tell, when we're doing the interviews, we don't need to be right in the face. Sometimes the drivers might not be able to hear us, but they have been all briefed. Basically, we want to know what your dramas were, and we found out a couple. You know, the big one. I mean, Solberg, that is just quite amazing. That really is. But yeah, I asked the question of, were they in the car somewhere? Because I had a feeling where they were, and he might have to find them on the road section, because they will just be on the road. He'll have to hope that no one. He might have to send someone out to try and find them on the road section. But we'll see. Emil Lindholm is in. Skoda Fabia. Get a quick word at him. So, Emil, obviously the first stage wasn't so great, it was interrupted, but what was this one like?
Yeah, not easy again. I'm struggling, just the pace notes, everything there, not really coming together as I would like. But yeah, okay, we're here to test, we're here to develop, and at least we've shown some good pace, so I'm happy.
That's good, he's happy. Just push that door shut. So yeah, so run by Tony Gardemeister Motorsport, but on the MRF tyres, so a new kind of collaboration. And Emil from Finland, probably more au fait with gravel than he is with the tarmac. So, and then it's so hot, as I said, tyre temperatures are going to soar, brakes are going to get hotter and hotter. Obviously, when the brakes get hot, the wheel gets hot, which then increases the tyre temperature as well. So it's really difficult. 8:37.7 for Emil Lindholm. On my list next is Fabian Kramer and Frank Christian. They are in a polo this year. We've seen them before in the European Rally Championship, but they were always in a Skoda. He's had good results here before, but new car for him, new program, and he spent on the test on Tuesday. We were with him every time we went to try and do an interview with him. He was just basically heading a laptop, looking at data and getting all that information going. And just going to check any information that's coming in now, because we have several people feeding us. Wow, there's no information. That's quite amazing. As here comes Fabian Crime, Frank Christian. Just get a quick word with them. Just check the wheel. Here he is. Let's see what he's got to say. Probably can't see me. Fabian, what was it like through there on the second stage?
Yeah, quite good. The car feels very good. The tires, of course, is a little bit hot, but the feeling was quite good.
That's it, an 8:30.4, so just a little bit quicker than Solberg. Fourth quickest through the stage there, as the Polo just disappears and heads off down to the next stage. 3 stages in the loop, as we've touched on before. The third one is the longest one. This one, or the first one, let's go from the front. 13.4, then 13.93, then 21.17 kilometers. The loop itself is 48.5 kilometers, so just under 100 k's of driving today. They'll do 3 stages. They'll go back to service the car, change the tires, come back out. But the longest stage of the loop being the third one, and that's when your tires are at their least best performance, because you've used them over 2 stages already. You can take up to 2 spare tires.